Alright guys, we are jumping into chapter 6. This is the first section. We're going to be talking about polygons in chapter 6. So the first thing that we're going to discuss about polygons is their angles. So we're going to be talking about how to find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a polygon, as well as how to find the sum of the measures of the exterior angles of a polygon in this section. Alright, so the first theorem is how to find that interior angle sum. So here's what it says. The sum of the interior angle measures of an n-sided convex polygon is calculated as doing n minus 2 times 180. Remember, n is the number of sides. So again, notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides in this figure. So if n is 5, I'm going to just simply plug in 5 minus 2, which gives me 3. Then I will multiply by 180 and I will come up with a sum of 540 degrees. So all that means is when I add up angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D, and angle E, the total should give me 540 degrees. Alright, so let's just try one. Very simple. Find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a convex nonagon. First thing you need to know is that a nonagon has 9 sides. Okay, so we're simply going to use that nice theorem, n minus 2 times 180. Okay, so 9 minus 2 times 180 is 1260 degrees. So that is our final answer. The sum of all the angles inside of a nonagon is 1260 degrees. Alright, let's take a look at this one. This one's similar, but the directions are different. So it says find the measure of each interior angle of the parallelogram. So the first thing we need to do, if we're going to find each one of the angles on the inside, we obviously need to calculate what x is. To do that, we need an equation. Okay, so remember what this is. It's a parallelogram. It has 4 sides. So the first thing we need to know is, what do all of these angles add up to? Well, if it has 4 sides, then the sum is going to be calculated with that nice formula that we just discussed, n minus 2 times 180. So again, this has 4 sides, so let's plug in a 4. Okay, 4 times 2, or excuse me, 4 minus 2 times 180 is equal to 360 degrees. So that means there's 360 degrees inside this parallelogram. So next step, to find x, we have to add all the angles and set the sum equal to what we just found, 360 degrees. So here's what that looks like. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, so what I'm doing is, since there are 2 of these, I'm simply doing 2 times the 11x plus 4, and there are also 2 5x's, so I'm doing 2 times 5x. If you would like to write your equation as 5x plus 11x plus 4 plus 5x plus 11x plus 4, feel free to do that. Okay, this just makes it a little bit easier for me. Alright, so let's work it out. I'm going to add all our x's together. We have a total of 22 x's here. Okay, plus 8, we want to distribute the 2 times the 4, and then 10x is the 2 times the 5x. Okay, and then I'm just working this out. I'm adding the 22x and the 10x to get the 32x, bring down the plus 8. Okay, then from here to here, I'm subtracting the 8 on both sides, so 32x is equal to 352. And then simply divide at the end. 32 is being divided, so get x is 11. Now, remember what the directions said. Don't stop at x. That's step 1. But the directions say find the measure of each interior angle. So we have one more step to do, don't we? Take your x, plug it back in to each one of these, and find your measurements. Okay, so to do that, it's very simple. You're just going to plug right in. 11 times 11 plus 4 is 125. And then if you plug in here, 5 times 11 is 55. Okay, so these are your final answers. S and U are both 125, where R and T are both 55. Alright, pause the video and try this one on your own. Now that you've attempted it, let's take a look. The sum of the measures, anytime you see that word sum, we're going to use n minus 2 times 180. So take a look. Okay, an octagon has 8 sides, so 8 minus 2 times 180 is 1080. Alright, again, pause the video quickly. Now that you've had a chance to work this one out, again, since this is a quadrilateral, it has 4 sides. So the first thing we're going to do is calculate the total sum of all the angles. And then the second thing we'll do is we'll add all of these up and set the sum equal to what we just found, 360 degrees. Okay, so there we go. You can pause the video and take a look at this worked out. Make sure you feel good about x being 15. Okay. All right, let's take a look at this one. The question's a little bit different, so let's see how it's different. A mall is designed so that 5 walkways meet at a food court that is in the shape of a regular pentagon. Find the measure of one of the interior angles of that pentagon. All right, so keywords are circled for you there. Regular pentagon. Please remember that regular means equal angles and equal sides. Okay? Now, notice we're trying to find one of the interior angles. Okay, so they're all equal. We just want one of them. Okay, so we need the sum first. We need to know how much do all the interior angles add up to. Well, we're going to use our nice formula. If there are 5 angles in the pentagon, 5 minus 2 times 180 is 540 degrees. And then remember, we don't want the sum. The question is asking for one. So take your sum and divide by the total angles. There are 5 total interior angles. So 540 divided by 5 is 108. Each one of these interior angles is 108 degrees. All right, pause the video. Try this one. All right, now that you're ready, notice we're working with a regular heptagon. Heptagon meaning we have 7 sides. So the first thing we need to do is come up with the sum of the interior angles. So 7 minus 2 times 180, that's a total of 900 degrees. From there, we want 1, so don't forget, we're going to divide. Take your sum, 900, divide by the total number of angles, and you will get approximately 125.5 degrees. Well, that looks like a wrong answer. Alright, my apologies. I ended up dividing wrong. This is actually the correct answer. 900 divided by 7 is not 125.5, it's 128.57. Sorry about that. Alright, moving forward. Alright, now let's take a look at this one. Again, it's a little bit different. The measure of an interior angle of a regular polygon is 150 degrees. Find the number of sides in the polygon. Alright, so what we need to do is realize that we're working backwards here. Okay, this time we're trying to find the number of sides, as opposed to actually finding the interior angle. Okay, they're giving us the interior angle. So let's take a look. First of all, we need the sum of the interior angles. Okay, so remember this is the formula that we use for the sum. Okay, remember n is what we're trying to find. So eventually we will find n. Now, we also need to know how to find one interior angle. Now this is what we've been doing. We've been taking the sum and dividing by the number of sides, and that will give us the interior angle. Okay, so that's what we were just doing in the previous couple slides. So now what we need to do is realize that we are given the interior angle. Okay, so we know what this is. So n is what we're looking for. Alright, so we are going to work backwards, and I'm going to slide this over so we can work backwards. Alright, so take a look. Again, we know that interior angle is 150 degrees, so we're going to stick the 150 in for the one interior angle that we know. Okay, and then again, to get an interior angle, we need this formula. So notice the n is not plugged in because that's what I'm trying to find. I don't know what n is, so I need to solve for it. Alright, so let's look at what that next step would look like. I am simply cross-multiplying so that I can get rid of the fraction. 150 times n. Okay, so notice where we're at. We still have the numerator here, but we just simply cross-multiplied here. Okay. Next step, we're going to distribute the 180 throughout the parentheses. Okay, so I have 150n is equal to 180n minus 360. Again, I'm just distributing right here. Next step, I'm going to subtract the 180n on both sides. Okay, because I'm trying to get my n on one side. So to do that, I subtracted the 180n. I got negative 30n is equal to negative 360. And then last but not least, I'm going to divide by negative 30, and n is 12. Okay, so your final answer, this polygon has 12 sides. Okay, so this is a little bit more work than what we're used to. All right, so anytime you're finding the number of sides, be prepared to do a little bit more work. All right, pause the video, give this one a shot. Notice you're using multiple choice here, so you can kind of guess and test. All right, once you've had a chance to try it on your own, let's take a look at this first one. If we guess and test and plug in, okay, 12 minus 2 times 180 gives me the sum. If I divide the sum by the number of sides, I get 150. Well, that's not 144, so I'm going to keep going. Okay, next one, I'm going to plug in the 9. Again, notice when I divide the sum by the number of sides, I get 140. But I don't want 140, I want 144, so I know 9 is not my answer. Okay, next one, plug in the 11. Got my sum, divided, I'm not getting the 144. Okay, so again, 11's not right. Last one, that's the one that works. Plug in the 10, get your sum, divide the sum by 10, and there's where you're getting that 144. So again, if you have multiple choice, this is a nice option. If you don't want to go through all the work that you just saw on the previous slide, you can always do it this way. All right, let's jump into the exterior angle. So we've been talking about all the angles on the inside. Let's take a look at the angles on the outside. Okay, this is a nice theorem, very easy to remember. The sum of the exterior angle measures of a convex polygon, okay, is 360 degrees, always. Okay, so one point that I want you to see is that it doesn't matter how many sides the figure has. Okay, it could have 20 sides, but all the exterior angles will add up to 360 every single time. So keep that in mind. All right, so let's look at this one. We're finding the value of x in the diagram. Notice all of these guys are representing exterior angles. So they're going to add up to what? 360. Okay, so I'm going to combine all my like terms. 31x's minus 12 is equal to 360. Simply solve that equation, and x is 12. Okay, not too bad there. All right, let's take a look at this one again, a little bit different. This time I don't want the sum, but I'm looking for each one. Find each exterior angle of a regular decagon. Remember, a decagon has 10 sides. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is remember this. The sum of all the exterior angles is 360. So if I just want one of them, I'm going to take that 360 and I'm going to divide by 10. Each exterior angle would be 36 degrees. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Pause the video, try this one on your own. Okay, take your sum, 360 degrees, divide by the number of sides. This is a pentagon, so we have 5 sides, and that's going to give you 72 degrees for each exterior angle. All right, here's your entry slip for tomorrow's class. I need you to find the value of each exterior angle of the polygon. So one hint I have for you. We've already done one similar to this, so feel free to go back to that one and take a look again. But remember, you do have to solve for x first, but don't stop there. After you solve for x, you need to plug back in so that we can see what each individual exterior angle is. Thanks for watching. Document any questions you have, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.